Good day everyone, so my name is Anna Marie Dan and I will be speaking about the purpose of our Grow Box project. So this is where we implemented a home vegetable garden for persons in our community such as Davie and Barrackpore. So this will actually help the family save money as well as save foreign currency. Not only will it do these things, but also it will educate persons about hydroponics.
Good day, my name is Renu Singh and I will be presenting on the food importation bill and how it affects our foreign exchange. Before the days of black gold, there was king cocoa and sugar, the country's main cash crops during the 19th and 20th century. We used to be an agricultural society. The focus was mainly around sugar and cocoa for export. These were highly organized systems. Commodities were produced and went to their distributors via proper marketing arrangements. There was organized post-harvest preparation and packaging. Shipping arrangements were well organized. We recall that boats came regularly and exported sugar and cocoa mainly to European countries. These were very organized methods of production and distribution. However, over time these systems faltered, due in part to various historical and socio-economic events such as independence and the rise of the oil industry. As a result, our food import bill grew. While we were importing exotic items, we were also growing less and less. People were going into other industries and were not encouraging their children to get into farming because of the low returns and hard work involved. Farmers exited the industry, which declined from around 30,000 to around 19,000 farmers. Trinidad and Tobago spent over $2 billion on the importation of cereals, fruits and vegetables last year, says Trade Minister Paula Gopi-Skun. According to the Central Statistical Office, food imports were valued at approximately $5.67 billion in 2019, creating a serious drain on valuable foreign exchange. However, we have to be realistic. Although Trinidad and Tobago cannot produce all of the food that it needs, the goal shouldn't be that we will have to import to an extent, but our goal must be to reduce the overall food import bill. For example, we won't be able to produce all of the rice that we consume, but obviously we can produce some of it. If we can set a target to produce at least 25% of the rice we consume, we'll be in a good place. We have also been talking about moving away from wheat flour. If we think about the quantity of cassava and other root crops that we need to have to replace wheat flour to an extent, we may not be able to achieve that, but we can definitely try to supplement it to some extent. COVID-19 showed that there was a need for storage for produce. Having storage facilities will ensure better protection for crops and also assist with more regulated prices. I think one of the highlights of the pandemic is that people are highly incentivized to grow their own food. We will always need the supermarkets, but there are a lot of things that people can grow in their own homes. We have seen a significant change in that area. If migrant workers are employed within the industry and of course paid a fair rate, they can assist in fulfilling the needs of these sectors. In conclusion, it should be noted that the major disadvantage of a high food import bill lies in the developments and changes of agricultural commodity markets. There have been periods when international prices of food commodities, for example, have spiked sharply, causing panic among those dependent countries that rely on imports to satisfy their food needs. Global and national disasters are an example of this. We can counteract this encouraging local development and support for the agricultural industry. In this way, the country will be provided for and resources and money can be directed elsewhere as required. Thank you.
Good day everyone, my name is Kevin Moyes and I'm here to talk about how my group chose a design for our robots. For the design that we selected, we had to gather information from the communities. Primary data was gathered in the form of a questionnaire. The questionnaire consisted of 10 questions and was distributed to members of the Barrackpore and the area. The questionnaires were designed to better understand what type of robots was best suited for that area. Information such as the type of crops that would like to be grown, time available to care and maintain the grow box, materials that would like to be used, and the budget available was extracted from the questionnaires. There were 33 participants in the questionnaire, and the data was then analyzed and displayed graphically. Secondary data was gained from newspaper articles as well as studies based on food and importation over the last few years in Trinidad and Tobago. Research was also done on different designs as well as maintenance and care of grow boxes. From the questionnaires, it was observed that the majority of participants were interested in growing leafy vegetables, and if they had to build a grow box, they would like to implement some form of recyclable material. It was observed that most of the participants spent between $100 and $200 in foreign food and were willing to spend between $200 and $300 on materials for building the grow box. When asked about the design, participants were slightly more in favor of a hydroponics design and were strongly against using any chemicals or natural lights. The group then came together and cross-referenced this information to some designs that had been previously discussed, and the design which best suited the questionnaire was chosen.
Good day, my name is Iran. Today I will be presenting on the selected final design for this project. The selected final design was the hydroponic design using the Kratky method. The Kratky method is known as the most basic form of hydroponics. It requires a container and a nutrient solution. For this project, we would be using the Furquido NPK. NPK stands for nitrogen, phosphorus, and potassium. The ratio of these chemicals are 20-20-20. This means 20% of each: nitrogen, potassium, and phosphorus. This is a very good nutrient mixture for all plants, as the nitrogen helps the plant develop bigger, greener leaves, potassium helps the plant with the flowering aspect, and the phosphorus helps the plant grow at a quick rate. When using the Kratky method, the plants are suspended above a reservoir of nutrient-rich water. Because it is a non-circulating technique, no additional inputs of water or nutrients are needed after the original application, and no electricity, no pumps or water or oxygen circulation systems are required. The Kratky method has applications for both commercial food production and as a small scale and low maintenance technique for home growers. When the plant is placed into the water, the roots are short and barely touches the water. However, as the plants grow, the roots become longer. The water becomes less. This makes room for the oxygen roots to be above the water surface, which prevents the plant from dying. This design was chosen by the community members because of its low cost, simplicity, lifespan, efficiency, low maintenance, compact and aesthetic design. The materials used in this design were PVC and PVC fittings. With the use of PVC, this design is sure to last for a long time. For future improvements, this system can be turned into a regular hydroponic system with flowing water. The reason for this improvement would be to eliminate maintenance completely. With flowing water, a reservoir will also be needed. Something as small as a 5-gallon water bucket will suffice. This conversion will be super easy. All the pipes would need to be connected using some sort of tubing or the same PVC, allowing water to flow through them. This improvement would cost approximately $200, the most expensive thing being the submersible water pump.
Hello, good day. My name is Kevin Gonpat. I will be discussing plant nutrients and management of the following hydroponics grow box project. Alright, let's get started. I will be discussing plant nutrients first. Basically, in our hydroponic projects, it contains various solutions which will be diluted with water in order for the crops to grow. First we begin, in any fertilizer or any nutrients added in the water, it must have the following nutrients or elements for the crop to grow. some of the basic elements which are needed are potassium, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, just to name a few. These elements help the crop to grow faster in a natural way without adding no artificial fertilizer to promote growth. Right? And without these vital nutrients, the crop will die. So today here in my hydroponics project, I have scythe and celery. Right? Scythe and celery is a good crop because it's suitable for this hydroponics project because you can't really grow big crops on it, but scythe, we can grow scythe because scythe don't really grow that big. Right? And now move on to management of the grow box. So on the first 2 weeks since school started on the 1st of February, 2 weeks after the grow box was built and the plants were monitored. So each crops were monitored on a day-to-day basis to ensure that no pests are eating the crops or the pipe itself are not leaking. If the pipes are leaking, it will cause the crops to die because all the nutrients from the diluted solution will leak out. So that's conclude my contribution to plant nutrients and management.
Good day everyone, my name is Daryl Rupnarayan and I will be explaining what a grow box is and a reason as to why we planted the crops that we did. A grow box is a home gardening system that is capable of growing crops until they are ready to be harvested. By using a home gardening system, you will purchase less food items which will help you save money and will also help reduce the nation's food import bill, and can also help free up foreign exchange to be used in other areas of need. A home garden does not require a lot of space. It does not cost a lot of money to build. It is easy to maintain and it allows you to grow your own personalized set of crops right at home. And this also helps you save money as growing the crops are cheaper than buying them. The selected grow box design can hold up to 24 plants, which is capable of producing a sufficient amount of food for you and your family members. The reason as to why we planted the crops that we did. We allowed members of the community to choose the plants we grew via surveys. The crops we used in our project were iceberg lettuce, kale, tomatoes, and broccoli. These are all crops that were chosen by members of the community. In addition, by growing these plants, we reduce the amount of money we spend on imported food items and help reduce the nation's food import bill, as all the mentioned crops are all imported items. Many of these crops can also be incorporated into your daily diet. You can grow any combination of crops that you prefer and will save money by growing them instead of purchasing them. You can even choose to grow your crops organically by the use of no chemicals if you prefer. I hope that all these benefits may help convince more people to grow their own food at home and help reduce the nation's food importation bill. Thank you for your time.